The remains of the Rayovac Batteries Pontiac being taken back to the garage area. The onboard camera look shows us exactly what transpired. Mike Borkowski was there with Jason Jarrett as we look from P.J. Jones' car, and there Borkowski just shoves Jarrett out of the way. Same fellow who was involved at the other end of the racetrack with Lyndon Amick, and here we see Jason first throwing one item, and then
well, that's
later on.
That's one heel heat deflector, and now he's going to throw the other one at him.
A left-hander. And Borkowski, the receiving end there. There's Mike Borkowski, who continues on the racetrack, now running in the 8th spot. Downstairs, Glenn Jarrett, pit stop report.
Well, Tim Fedewa, as Billy Naslett told us, he did come into the pits. He got 4 tires and fuel, so he's set to go. He lost a good bit of track position. The 98 car of Elton Sawyer came in. He got fuel only. He beat the 36 out. Now, the 00, we thought that he would come in with the leader, Tim Fedewa. He did not. I asked Sandy Little here, the crew chief, what if he can make it on fuel. Sandy held up that. He said he's got his fingers crossed. They hope that they can. They did not want to give up that track position that we've talked about. Larry?
Jeff Green, he come in and took 2 tires, and I definitely think if you was going to pit and get fuel enough to make it to the end, definitely all you needed to do was 2 tires. Now, he has went back to 13th position. Now, the situation that's created here with about 25 cars on the lead lap, with about 68 laps to go, the guys that stayed out, Buckshot, Casey Atwood, Mike McLaughlin, they have committed to running this race on the tires and fuel they've got. They can't afford, with 25 cars on the lead lap, as I said, to pit later on in this race. It'll give up too much track position with too little race to go.
We're lap 132 of 200. Getting real interesting. They're flying in from out of town to see the finish of this. We're back in a moment. Welcome back to New Hampshire, back under green. And a quick reminder for you to check out NASCAR online before, during, and after the race at NASCAR.com, your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. Eli Gold, Dick Berggren, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, Larry McReynolds. Glad you're with us here in New Hampshire. Buckshot Jones is the race leader. You'll see exactly who's where on that Napa Field update, brought to you by Napa, where NASCAR fans get their parts.
And Buckshot's radio is telling him, waste no time, get by that number 2 car. Good job, they just said, as he did it. They are worried about the 27 and how fast he is.
Well, they better worry about that 48 car of McLaughlin there, too, because he is really on the move. And just behind him, Steve Park in the 31 car is picking them up and putting them down.
Hank Parker in the 53.
Good scramble for 10th and 11th. P.J. Jones with a fine run in that number 19 yellow freight car. Hank Parker was inside. Elton Sawyer in that 98 Lysol car right behind.
BJ needed a good run here. He's had 2 DNQs, 2 DNFs in that car. Crew chief killed in a car crash last week. What a horrible time they have had. But if they can overcome, this is a good team. A lot of solid people on this organization, and PJ is a terrific race car driver.
Talk about another proud racing family. Arnelli Jones, Paige Jones, P.J. Jones.
Boy, Tim Fedewa in the 36 right now is having a time trying to get up through traffic. He is getting boxed in almost every corner.
He's in 12th right now.
And a little bit loose as he got back in the throttle there coming off the corner.
Ricky Craven,
big time contact.
Wow. That'll take your heart away.
Just wait to see what's going to happen next.
On the radio, they're telling Buckshot, who's now leading the race, to conserve, roll into the throttle, roll out of the throttle. It's neat. You listen to it. Buckshot just quietly said, not a problem.
Remember, too, we've got a lot of fellows here who have never won a race in New Hampshire, who are in the top 5. He knows acquitting himself so very well. Here's Tony Raines. Saw him there in the 5th position on the leaderboard we showed you seconds ago. races since Buckshot Jones last won. And it was here at New Hampshire National Speedway as Speedway. Now in the 36, works his way.
Jeff Green in the 10 gets by Elton Sawyer also.
So they will move up spots to 10th and 11th. Just joining us, Kevin Harvick led the first 15 laps. Tim Fedewa then led 16 through 128. Buckshot Jones took over at 129, and we're now at lap 141. Jeff Purvis in the garage with an accident. Chad Chaffin had an oil line problem. Blaze Alexander done for the day. Accidents taking out Randy LaJoy, Lyndon Amick, and Jason Jarrett. Mike Dillon as well involved in an accident. So that is the attrition list. We have had 7 caution flags this afternoon. Thus far, a total of some 45 laps.
I didn't mean to make a noise just then, but going down in the corner, Peter got in the back left corner there of the 53, and I'll tell you what, it was a wrecking happening, just didn't happen.
So, not a surprise for Santerre and Steve Park. They know this racetrack, their home track. Larry Mack.
There we go.
Problems up there. Everybody's saying it. That was Borkowski again.
And Justin Labonte also in the 44 made contact there.
Justin's still not up to full song. Borkowski now on the outside, 3 wide in the corner. Whoa. He'll remember this day.
I was about to toss it to you, Larry Mack, and talk about Steve Park. We're going to watch these 3 wide battles, but Park may be one of the quickest cars on the track now.
Well, I talked to his crew chief, and boy, the joys and leisure of running a limited schedule. I went up to him, I said, okay, can you make it to the end? He kind of put his hand in his pocket, smiled, said, I don't know, maybe, but I can tell you one thing, we ain't going to pit.
Ricky Craven, you might have just seen there in the middle. Watch, there's some smoke coming out of the back of his machine.
I would think so. He made several, hard contacts with other cars. It may be just some fender rub, but definitely some smoke was showing.
That's he, number 23, Ricky Craven, running in 12th. And if you're watching closely there, you were able to see smoke as the body shifts and takes a set. There you can see it, just a little bit of a haze. Now it's getting even more intense.
Yeah, I'm not sure
heartbreaker.
I'm not exactly sure that's tire rub. That looks like it's coming from the center part of the car. But we won't analyze it up here because we don't know.
4 wins in the NASCAR Busch Series, Ricky Craven.
Teddy Christopher getting sideways at the number 7.
Yeah, that looks like that's internal there. He's slowing down. Looks like he's headed for the pit.
Boy, Craven just can't get a break, can he? Running as well as he is running today, had a shot to win this thing, and
He
now...
was pacing himself well.
Yeah, he was, and he was running a good, aggressive race, a very strong race, and now it's over.
Sure, he might be able to return, but
He's not going to win it,
he's
though.
out of contention for the win.
No chance to win.
Anthony Lazzaro right there, the number 97 machine.
That right side of that car is really beat in there. He's been in the wall somewhere around the racetrack here.
Running in 28th spot, couple of laps down. Lazzaro is.
That side looks wonderful. The other side's beat up.
Now here's the crew you see going beneath the car. That's the NASCAR Busch Series official at the very back. Glenn, what are they saying?
Well, they haven't said anything yet. They're nodding their heads. There's a lot of smoke coming from the rear end. NASCAR oh, I know what it is now. I can smell it. I've smelled that smell before. The rear end grease. That's what it is. It's burnt the rear end up in the car.
One of the worst acid-smelling kind of odors that you can pinpoint from anywhere in the racetrack.
You're leading the race with about 15, 20 miles to go, and you smell that. You want to talk about really getting nervous now. That'll make you have a heart attack.